This time it's a custom game, it's not a ladder, and it's going to go down on a map I've seen a few times, but I'm not sure I've actually cast it that often. Hello. Burial? I forget how to pronounce that word. It has been one of those days. But it is Burial Mounds. Burial. Fuck it. That's this map. And it is team game. Team 1 up here on the top left hand side. Team 2 down here on the bottom right. There's some reclaim in the form of 19,000 or so, and a bunch of reclaim, and then what you could get if you so felt like it. Now there is some T2 PD in here, so it might be a bit harder to get than you think. But the claim from Shady Socks is win middle, win game. Get that middle island, get the win, and you'll be quite happy on that front. Okay, introduction for the players for team number 1. First off, down here on the bottom in bright pink, Cybrin, it is Antibiotic, and he is work first land and gets some PGs up because there's no hydro. Above him in the deep blue color, it is Madcat. Madcat is UEF. Here's his factory, here's his PGs, here's his mixers. Up from Madcat over here in orange, it is Cybrin, XWQCR. Probably just going on X, maybe XW. Anyway, here's an air factory. And is working on some power because he will be stalling like a madman very shortly if he does not get that power up. Off to the side from him in cyan, another UEF, it is Prugler, PDM, and we're just going to call this guy Pru. Anyway, his UEF, as mentioned, getting some PGs down because you damn well need them. Right, team number 2. First off, up here in the pale pink color, it is Dulatha, getting some energy down. He's got one air factory and a land factory planned. Down from him in the pale blue color, it's Cybrin. It's his Shady Socks, and I don't know what's shady about his socks, but apparently they are. He's getting down a bunch of PGs, and there was an air factory, but maybe he's going to move it. I don't know. Down here though, further along in the red, the first Aeon of the day, it is Deinonychus. It's a dinosaur, isn't it? Deinonychus. I'm pretty sure there's some kind of dinosaur. I can't remember what the hell it looks like. Anyway, he's Aeon. He's red. He's got his factory there. Engineers pouring on out. And finally, for team number 2, down here, all the way at the bottom, in the yellow color, as UEF, it is Jazz Melodies. Good old Jazzy here. And he's actually working on a first bomber, so we are going to watch that. It's pretty good timing, actually. Get all the way around the player introductions, get back down here just as a bomber is on its way towards being finished, and here we go. There we have it. So yes, much reclaim to be had, a good amount of the middle, extra reclaim from these buildings and structures that you can take down, and let's watch this first bomber, see what it can see. There's a whole bunch of units down here, all engineers, so no anti-air whatsoever. Of course, you'll often see them switch up to anti-air very quickly as soon as that bomber comes over. So here's the scout. Ooh, look at these rocks. 900 mass right here for the taking. You don't want to let that fall into your opponent's hands. Bomber is coming. Bomber should be seen on the radar. If Antibiotic is paying attention, he'll see that blip. Then he'll see the next blip and go, maybe I need anti-air. Incoming slow moving air blip. And get some anti-air out of this factory pronto. Stop the NGs. In fact, there we go. That's exactly what's happened. No, there's a mole. He's going to hear the bomber now. Maybe he'll stop and switch up to the anti-air straight away. No, he's sticking with the Mantis. A strange decision. Not sure why he's building a Mantis when there's no land battle really to be had. But Mantis it is, and it's going to be some more NG deaths from that. Bomber's going to get another couple here. Sitting still, eating napalm. And now, the banger is next. Radar plus radar. Gorge turns around. That is a large clump of engineers. If it drops on them, it's going to get a 4 kill. Is it going to be a 4 kill? 1, 2, 3, 4k. Yes, indeed. 7 kills for that bomber, and that is just nasty. 7 dead engineers. Finally, the Sky Slammer comes out. It can start trying to do some damage to that thing, but it's going to get another kill over here. This radar is going to go down. 8 kills for that guy. Look at that. 8 kills for that single bomber. Highly effective. I'm hearing more bombers somewhere else. Yeah, anyway, I think that one's about to die. Flying back over the Sky Slammer, perhaps. And there we go, there's a bomber over this way, and that has come out from Mad Cat, so counter bomber from there. It's got 4 kills of its own, but this one here really 9 kills. 7 engineers, a couple of radars, and maybe it can pick off something else. This bomber here is looking for more scalps. There's a lone engineer that could do with an introduction to it. Bomber is moving on around, going to run into that sky slammer there. Perhaps it's going to hit. This bomber here is circling away from an engineer. Gets back, the one gets finally killed by an interceptor. This bomber's going to suffer the same fate. Inti has tagged onto it from Deinonychus, and that is going to go down. A quick little twist though. Twist to turn, gets it away safely. Maybe it can drop another bomb off somewhere, although it's run into a bunch of anti-air and the Intis. Good times on that front. Okay, that's a drop. An engineer has come over and is going to steal the mass right out from under Antibiotics' nose. My word, that is cheeky as all kinds of hell. Bomber up this way, and it's going to pick up some engineer kills of its own. 3 on there, but that is just outright cheeky. Actually going to steal 900 mass from directly beside Antibiotics' base, and then they're going to run away. It's going to survive. There's no units that can stop it. It's over. This is water. Nothing can get close enough. Don't let your opponent do that. Things to reclaim. Those ones still there on their side. T2 PD in the mid, although they say that there's a clink hammer where... too close. The clink hammer has a minimum radius firing like this. So all this is actually under that, and no sight because there's no radar. Oh, that's a bit of an oversight, I think. If you slapped a radar down here in the middle of all this, that would give eyes for all this point defense to actually start shooting at things. The T2 PD could fire the T1 PD. It would make it just that wee bit tougher to get to, and make going for it a tougher decision. Because right now, as it stands, without any radar, these things have very limited vision, and it'd be quite easy to take down. And hello, Zooey drops. He's a massive play for the mid island here, and Zooey's the bane of buildings. Although having said that, Mech Marines are coming on out, and they're going to make short work of these Zooeys. Zooeys cannot really hit mobile units, and they're going to murder them pretty happy. But still going to be a problem for a while, although Prue is here with his comm. In fact, he's the only player from Team 1 to try and challenge the middle island. He's up against 3. We have Jazz, we have Deinonychus, and we have Shady all in the mid. Up here though, it is Jazz pressuring on Antibiotic. He's sent engineers up to... God, he is being really cheeky with his expanding, but it's working. He's forcing Antibiotic to react to engineers coming and stealing his mixes, and that is just delaying Antibiotic. That is not happy, not healthy, but happy, healthy, not helpful for him to do that. And in the meantime, you can see Jazz has actually got himself 1, 2, 3, and 4 naval factories, although he hasn't really got the eco to run that. But not at all. 23 income, and he's trying to build all of that. I don't think that's going to work. Really needs to focus on getting some more of this up. He's got all sorts going on. We have compared that to his opponent over there, Antibiotic. He's ahead on eco, though he's about to stall on power, and that's not a good thing. Definitely don't stall on power. Okay, over this direction, and there we go. Mech Marines getting slaughtered by Mantis, because that's what Mantis do. But they walk a bit close to Prue, who's on an upgrade. Left arm upgrade? I think that's T2. That might be T2, I'm pretty sure. Okay, but Prue is putting a lot of effort into this. He wants to try and claim this midsection, and you can see, without some kind of radar or vision, these T2 point defense are just basically static. Now they're red, so they would shoot back if they could see their target, but they can't. No radar, no vision, and this just allows the T1 RD to just shuffle on up, dump their payload onto them, and have no dramas. Now if they do get spotted by these guys, you can see then the T2 PD does open up on them. This is unfortunate because Here we go. These guys have moved in range. Now they're starting to get hammered by everything as well. Every time they move in visual range, they get to open up and try and destroy things. But even just a radar to make life a wee bit more tricky for that lot, I think would have been a nice way to balance this mid-island. But there is no radar, and look at that. Just gradually kill stuff off, don't you? No dramas, no problems, no wuckers. Right, over this direction, that is another drop coming out from Mr. Dulatha. Some Zoos here to put some pressure onto the factories of XW. He's not going to be happy about that. Bringing some frigates back and they'll be able to deal with those Zoos quite happily. Nice shallow water, but they'll die, and a Jester that will also clean things up. Transport is being chased by some Inties. That transport is going to be doomed. 600 health, plenty of interceptors running it down. It's going to be knocked out of the sky. Oh, this T2. It's actually pretty quick. It is potentially faster than the... Oh, maybe just slightly slower than the interceptors. So it took a long time for them to catch up. Now they're all the way over here, over Dulatha's base. Checking out the rest of things, how they're going though. The middle area. And Jazz is just basically ignoring the PD, because hey, why not? That's what we did now actually. He is free to go and reclaim. Mid area is cleared, but there's one PD that is not cleared, and that is from Prue in the middle here. He's got his commander there, he's got a radar up, he's got T2 PD. Anything that tries to get close will actually get shot by that. So he has the capability of clearing that up. Now then, there's still 1 versus 3 in the midsection, and that is going to be borderline. If he knew that was a commander, would he ground fire? If he knew that was a commander getting an upgrade, absolutely he would ground fire. But he doesn't. He has no idea. And he's about to get, I'm pretty sure, forced out of this position. There's just too much coming his way, and no, he does not have enough point defense, he does not have enough units, and it is time for Prue to just go. It looks like Shady didn't even finish his upgrade, he just decided to move on up and go for it. Prue, run away. Don't stand still, run away and get the hell out of Dodge, and he's doing exactly that. Definitely cannot stand up against all this and wants to make a beeline for the water where he can get some kind of semblance of escapism, though it is Shady trying to block him in, sending some units in behind him, but they're not quite working. As Prue, oh, is he getting bumped though? He is getting bumped. That's a bit of a problem, but now he should be able to get away. Going to get out into the water, not going to be stopped now, and it's going to be up to naval units to try and clean that up. But up here we can see XW had a bunch of Cormorant torpedo bombers. They're going to keep things alive, and frigates don't have torps. So Prue now underwater, and he's going to be fine. Unfortunately, that was a huge investment. A huge investment of resources in here to try and get the island. He had a T2 Pigeon, he had point defense, he had attack defense, he had factories, and just a lot of mass put in that he simply could not stop because of the 3 versus 1 in the center. We have another drop. T2 transport coming over again from Dulatha, and it is full of Zoos, absolutely full of Zoos. There are some mech marines around, they can maybe help out taking that off. It's a T1 bomber as well, and well, they're not going to be able to stop. Not going to be able to stop losing that mass extractor. Maybe that one as well. Yeah, no, that's 2 down. But oh, that is painful. Actually, this one survives. I take that back. Some more shells get lobbed on in, and they do not survive. 2 T2 mass extractors down. Pain, oh pain. It's not great for Prue. He fought this solo. Now he's getting... His opponent has basically been untouched. Had a chance. He's got T2 Navy over here, and that's a cruiser coming off. That's not going to be fun. Zero from cruiser with his attack missiles is not helpful at all. Okay, down here Navy pushed on up from Jazz. They decided they don't want to leave XW in the water. There is a T2 Naval HQ here trying to put up a... looks like a cruiser in there. There is a torpedo launcher behind it. Interesting place to slap it right up behind the factory to give it some cover. It means it has more, going to have more survivability. 2 of them now. They can actually start killing off those perhaps. We do have a sub in here as well. Nothing really else to assist. Another drop on the way from Mr. Delata. Likes his drops. T2 transports with lots of Zoes. Wants to get in the way. And in this direction, the naval factory is surviving and the torpedo launcher is down. Question is, nah, it's not going to survive surely. Here goes another drop. Delata on the way with those units. Hasn't been spotted this time though. I think maybe it has. The T1 interceptors are coming on over and he just releases the Zoes. Gonna drop them off really. Doesn't want to lose them, which possibly would have happened. But as it is, the Zoes are on the ground. They're gonna have some fun. Anti-air being popped up by the T2 NG wants to do that, but even as Peru is under a hell of a lot of trouble, the mid-island is claimed by T1. Drops happening on the land. There's a T3 Strat Bomber coming out from Mad Cat and gonna start going for those resources. One T2 max. Ha ha ha. How many is it gonna get? Gonna be number 2. 2 T2 maxes. Ha ha ha. 3. And still going. Still going in a big way. Swiftwind's out. They could actually chase it down and do some damage, although there are some loitering ASFs now. And that is 5 T2 mixes. The ASFs need to do a better job of protecting the bomber. Where the hell are they going? Micro your air a little bit better, please. That's painful. 5, 6 T2 mixes. Gonna be a 7th at some point. Still being chased by a Swiftwind though, and the ASFs nowhere to be seen. Another Strat Bomber's out though. Deary me, so there is. Oh, wait, what? 38 kills for that one. It's already been quite busy. Maybe it's been killing off engineers as well as that kind of thing. See NG sitting around the mixers die like that. That is brutality. This is Mad Cat getting work done with those strats. 38 kills for this one, 16 for this one. But even while he's doing that, his base is getting punished. Another T1 RD drop here, and they are having a go at the T3 factory. Oh, they want to stop that. They don't want to lose that. Strats are all going on at the moment. Strats down here are brutalizing Team 2, but the drops on the other side are doing exactly the opposite. Oh dear. You're reclaiming the wrong thing. It's your T3. Oh my word, that was close. Reclaiming the wrong page in. They were actually shooting that. If that had blown up, that would have been a massively different story. As it is though. And that's probably why the air was not quite being microed, because distracted by drops. There are drops everywhere, drops on his base. Units popping up left, right and centre for Team 1, and they're getting absolutely hammered over in this direction. Poor old Peru. The Zoes are just a pain in the buttocks. He's got a couple of TMD in the middle of his base, so that's going to stop at least one cruiser over there. They're out of the Navy. Some frigates down here preventing XW from getting back in, and it is Navy control for team number 2. But these strats from Mad Cat, they have been quite influential in killing things off. Maybe not enough though. Interceptors all over the place. We have ground units roaming around killing things. Pressure being on left, right and centre from team 2, doing pretty good jobs. Single engineer dropped off there. Group of NGs are going to... It's going to get a bunch of reclaim before it dies. Lucky. Here we go. We see actually some Wagners. Amphibious Wagners. They are probably the worst units to think about being amphibious for naval battles. Their torpedo damage is horribly low. More stress, doing more damage, taking out more T2 mixers. Absolutely trying to hammer. Hearing more? No, I'm hearing torpedo bombers. Torpedo bombers do as they do, and they absolutely clean up frigates. Frigates get absolutely hammered by those things, but there's a cruiser down here which is going to do extra damage on those. That's going to take them out of the skies. But speaking of things doing damage and being taken out of the skies, we see these strats have just been horrific to these guys. Yep, look at the amount of empty mixes or T1 mixes that have been rebuilt. It has been a horror show for Team 2 on the air front. Right, back in this direction. And how are we doing? Well, more Zoes. How do you like your T2 radar? Dead? Yes, dead. It is going to be done. T1 bombers coming out. They're probably a good answer to all these Zoe spam. They relocate nice and easy. My word. I want to get these guys out though. Get the mech marines in. Actually, no, don't get the mech marines in. They've got kills. They've got ranks of veneracy. Keep them alive. These guys are heroes. Also, this is a okay commander coming back from Peru. He wants to get back in the mix and stop this from happening. T2 transport is going to have a go at the RT as well, and once again the assault boss get a move on and start looking for things to murder. Gonna get any extra veterans today? Oh yep. All of them have a kill now, so that's looking pretty old good. Okay, the strats have done their job. They have absolutely hampered the eco. We still have Wagners under here. They're absolutely determined to try and do something. Try and take out the HQ, but honestly, Wagners just no. You have a look at their torpedoes. Where are we? The Mason torpedo has a DPS of 7. 7 DPS from the torpedo launcher. They are pointless. It's a naval unit. They really are. It says even in the description, tank armed with direct fire weaponry and weak torpedo launcher. Weak is an understatement. It is a horribly useless torpedo launcher. You might as well just send them straight through, get them out of the water and have them start shooting mixes or something, because there's just no point in them even trying. Okay. We see here finally XW is trying to get back into the Navy game, still facing off against 3. We have T2HQ there, T2HQ there, and there. So 3 players on Team 2 are actually in the Navy with T2 tech available, and that is going to be a pain. Jester's coming on out, and they're going to start lapping away to T2 mass over there. It's going to have a bad time, but they are also going to have a bad time. They are Jesters, kind of tough, but when you have some cruisers around, they are doomed. When you have flak around, they are doomed. So they all flew over here, killed off T2 mechs. I guess that's worth it. Maybe. More Jesters, and this time there's an exposed destroyer they could do some damage against. There's a single cruiser coming over though. It does have flak, which is going to turn these into just corpses falling out of the sky. Here comes the flak shots. Boom, 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 and Jesters go bye-bye. Flak does bad things to Jesters. They are done for. Right, still got the Team D over this way, which is catching these not quite in time. They're just impacting on the shield beforehand. You want to redirect these torpedo bombers down here, thank you. You have a cruiser blapping away at your factory, which is trying to spam out a destroyer, which should finish. As long as there's not too much of an interruption. There we go, the torpedo bombers did come back this way, and now the cruiser is having to flee the scene. Going to take a huge amount of damage, does go down eventually, and that is going to be clear sailing for XW to get back into the Navy game. Over here, I don't really feel like Dulatha has pressed his naval advantage properly. He's had T2 Navy for a while, and he's had Peru kind of against the ropes, I think. Oh no. Ooh, just in the nick of time to protect that T2 radar. And I mean just. That missile was inbound and almost there. Haven't looked down this direction though. It is Jazz right on the doorsteps of Antibiotic, who does not have any attack defense. And there is a cruiser. There are some missiles, there are some destroyers. His base is going to be under threat very shortly. There's some zappers. That's going to help a lot. T2RD wouldn't go amiss, which is exactly what Peru has done up over this way. He started one, and when that's done, it's going to be a grand old time. We can start lobbing some shells at all of these and keeping them at bay. In the middle, and all the mexes have been claimed. There's still a bunch of units, still some transports. They could drop all of this over again. Tier 1 bomber having to go some engineers. Why not? They're there. Kill them off. Okay, how are we doing for air for Team 2? Well, there we go. There's T3 air for Mr. Deinonychus, and he's got some ASF cells who will be able to intercept any more strats that turn up. And I think he's got a SAM. Yes, he does. There we go. So he'll be fine. Now this direction we have T2 here for Shady Socks. He wants to maybe consider popping that to T3 if he can get the power, if he can get his upgrades back. So he's just paused at the moment, getting some more eco after he's been decimated by the T3 strats from Mad Cat. Over this direction, and once again we see Dulatha pushing up some units. Maybe he could push a wee bit deeper and see about taking out all this build power, because if he leaves that to build up, it's going to be a bunch of factories to try and go through. But a destroyer has been finished, and XW is also spamming out those torpedo bombers. They take out the cruiser. There's not going to be a lot left to slow them down, although having said that, there are some interceptors here from Dulatha to assist. Definitely going for that cruiser, which is the biggest threat. Destroyer here is going to clean up these frigates nice and easy. Does lose a bit of build power to some TAC missiles, but no dramas. Not really curing, and yep, easy. Sovereign ships can't shoot directly backwards. Destroyers, see the gun there? It cannot point backwards because the main part of the ship is in the way. So running away, directly away from your enemies, is tantamount to treason. You're not gonna work. It doesn't work. But decides to tuck herself and hide behind some factories for some extra defense. A good plan, because that just increases the survivability while the frigates try to shoot through the factory. Does not go down well. Let's check them out back down here though. It is a lot of pressure, and these tech launches are not keeping up because direct fire from the Cybran cruisers is getting over the edges, and those shots are going to land, and they are taking out all of this. And then you add into that the destruction coming in from the tech missiles as well, and that's just a bad time for Antibiotic. His base is being turned into tatters. Doesn't really have an answer for it. T3 mix under threat there, another T3 mix there under threat. So he'd ecoed up okay, but he's just got nothing to repel this kind of attack. Really got no units. Oh, there they are. There's his units, a whole bunch of Wagners, and you see just how much it takes to take down even a frigate. We couldn't even manage that. That's a drop coming over from Madcat. Is that full of engineers? It's full of engineers. I think he's after... Oh, it doesn't matter what he's after. He's dead. Knocked down by ASFs from Deinonychus, but this is a problem. This is a massive problem for Antibiotic. Under pressure from left, right and centre, ships all over the place. Are these firing as well? No. Whoever said take the middle and the win game was not lying? No, they weren't. They've taken the middle. They can put pressure on from here. They can pop down some radar. They can, ferry out units. They can do drops like this all over the place. And they can generally just cause mayhem from a very close sector. T1 bombers now coming on out. Here we go though. This is a lot of Wagners. They are moving on up. Fun times over this direction. Looks like Prue actually has his side under control. Has a comfortable amount of TMD which he needs. He has a T2 artillery, which is, well, he's kept every other ship away. And we can see there now Dulatha is falling back, but into the Navy game is XW, and into it in a big way. He's got a bunch of factories here for building up some more units. I'm sorry, Antibiotic, but you have been absolutely brutalized. Down this direction, and it is Wagners. They are coming out of the water. They are going to get hit by some T2 gunships. The question is, can they do enough damage before they die? Well, the answer is any damage they do is good, because over this direction you can see Antibiotic, he's struggling, trying to get some kind of defenses up. If he can keep the shields up, he can maybe keep things alive over that way. But this one's going to pop back on. This could be handy. The TMD is helping keep things alive, so he's just holding on for the moment. Just playing a game of keeping alive as much as possible. Wagners are out, and they're starting to have an effect, so you can see right now already why you don't keep them underwater. They are far more effective on land. Don't get a bit of fuck the ground over there. Plenty of shots are hammering into nothingness, but once they do get past, they can start doing some extra damage on basically everything. That factory should die once they pass the lip and fire on them. There we go. Factory got pop. and they can actually start doing some extra damage to the middle of the base. Might as well run right up the middle here and do things. So a bit of a Wagner raid, but the Spectres are doing a decent job at thinning out the numbers. Not going to last too much longer at that rate. Come back over this side, and for now, Antibiotic is holding. He has 1, 2, 3 shields, a bunch of TMD getting up some power. I would think about Loyalists, just a few, just to maybe spam some of these tech missiles back at the boats that are firing them, because that's always fun. Over this direction, it has been another drop coming, but there's Renegades out from XW. They are trying to help thin the numbers, but have a look at this massive amount of T1 units, but they are in turn getting smacked by T1 bombs from Madcap. He's spanned out a whole bunch, and that will help clear the forces off. Okay. XW though, into the Navy, T3 Air, he is doing well and holding. Peru is holding for the moment, although the cruisers have redirected this way. There's plenty of TMD. I don't think they'll be getting through for that, especially if they keep firing at the mobile mech marines. Well, if they walk past that spot, they're playing cat and mouse there. Maybe not. That's hilarious. They're that far behind, they are chasing the tech missile strikes. Very close indeed. That's how long the tech missiles are taking to get there. But it's fine. Back over this direction, and still holding on for now is Antibiotic. In fact, he's rebuilding a T3 mass extractor. A curious decision, but it seems to be one that's working. Okay. T3 Air as well in play for Dynamicus. He's got plenty of ACF. He's got a few buildings up. Handy times for him. Beside up this direction, we see Delatha is chilling out in Shady Sox's base. So he's not convinced his own base is safe, and he's left the area. Though he has got the advantage here. Got cruisers pushing on up onto Peru's base. Peru trying to put up some more T2 artillery just to keep the anything but cruisers away. The cruisers are definitely distant. Once again, some snake attempt on XW's naval facilities, but this time there's plenty of defenses. Got cruisers taking out the torpedo bombers, got masses of build power to be able to repair factories nice and prompt. I don't think they're going to be able to get him out. They need a concentrated, coordinated attack to clear this before it gets too nasty. Alright, finally, Antibiotic gets a break. He has weathered the storm, and the Navy has moved away. What did they move away towards? They just moved away? I don't see any T2 Navy. Has it been redirected up here? No, it hasn't. This has no T2 Navy. It's been killed. Maybe by gunships? Yes, indeed. These gunships are kind of hurt. Maybe they rocked on up and killed off a bunch of the cruisers, because that was a heck of a drop back. And indeed, no T2 left for Jazz. And now he's got a single bomber making use of himself. Every time he starts to build something, it turns back around, drops his payload, and restarts the build. Just have a look. It's hilarious. See, start again. Get one of these over here. Kill that, would you? Please, thank you. This is XW pushing back out from his base. So he's doing alright. There's a strap bomber here, just loitering. Doing nothing. Could have killed to his name, but... And here, Peru has also weathered the storm on his base. Looks like that has all dropped back. Right, midsection, was that a tac sniper attempt? Those are loaded. What are they in range of? They are in range of, well, T2 Navy. They lobbed at that. They could kill the T2 HQ right there and then. Can't get anything else because it's still too far away, but you might as well use them before you lose them. Although, having said that, there's cruisers with TMD right in the way, lobbing anything. And these are going to go down without getting a single kill to their name. That's right. Well, not really. Not for Shady Socks, he's going to lose those. Bit of eco wasted and job done. Alright, speaking of things, let's see what we've got here. T3 Air, got a Quantum Gateway, still just T2 Navy for XW, that is fine. We have T3 Air for Prue, he's managed to get himself into that game. He has got the T3 power, got the mixes, so he's held on. Checking out his opponent is going towards T3 Air, and actually has a T3 Naval Factory. That would be nasty. If we can get a bunch of sub hunters out from there, we'll be able to control the seas quite handily. But see how that goes. In this direction we have E3 Air for Shady. There was a shield just dropped, perhaps it been attacked, I can't tell. Down here, of course, Pinnacle T3 Air for Deinonychus, and he's building a nuke launcher. He's already got an SMD, and he started a nuke launcher. And the SMD is going to be brought down this direction, and well, the spot who's been hammered the most, Jazz Melodies. Really needs to get some more engineers out and rebuild his base. He's got mixes that need to be capped and upgraded. He needs more power, needs more tech. I'm trying to get things out of the water. Okay, as he has a sizable navy, look at all this yellow swarm coming up in this direction. If they can surprise attack here, they might be able to get something done. We'll see how that works out in a moment. Plenty of torpedo bombers here for Deinonychus actually, and the cruisers are dead, so all this navy is now under real threat from all of those, and they're not going to last too much longer with the amount of torpedo bombers that are going on. Reinforcements are going to be slow to turn up thanks to the push coming up here from Jazz, and that is going to be a bad time. Another couple of drops over this direction, and more units on the ground just to continue with, although there's been quite a response to that. Some point defense to scare things off. More point defense up this way, so that should be fine and dandy. But oh, hello, already half loaded nuke. Mad Cat, 50% loaded on a nuke in that front, and I think Deinonychus might be the only person with an SMD in their main base. I don't remember seeing, oh, he definitely hasn't got one. Haven't got one up there. T3 Navy, but he's building more cruisers. I don't think that's the right choice. I don't think cruisers are the right ones. Okay. The Air Force, though, from Deinonychus has cleaned up. Absolutely cleaned up. And now, Team 2 can start going to work on there. The Navy has rushed up. And that's actually T3 HQ for XW as well. I think they really want to maybe try and focus it down. In fact, here come the torpedo bombers. They're going for something. Are they going for the cruiser perhaps? Yes, the cruiser is taking damage. Torp bombers all over the place. The cruiser is down. There's still a destroyer in the mix. There's some torpedo launchers back here. Another cruiser comes off the conveyor belt, and I think they're going to actually survive that, although more Navy pressure coming in. Some floating riptides are making their way over. Definitely want this cruiser to come in and also assist with trying to knock this down, and that's a battleship. Okay, so XW wants to get right into the Navy game with a battleship that will command the seas, be able to produce damage everywhere. Back down here though we can see, and it is Antibiotic in trouble once again. He's lucky that some of these shots are playing fuck the ground. All this damage that hits there is not hitting on the shields, it's not hitting the structures. The more that goes down, the worse it is for him. Maybe bring this cruiser up, although there is a lot of TMD, so it's going to get very limited work done. They're just going to sit there very happily and slowly, gradually do nothing as more and more shields are placed. Okay. The attack attempt happened. They dropped a lot of reclaim, 10,000 reclaim here, and the battleship is done. Rolling off, and first thing it does is fire a shot at something. I'm guessing something was there, probably got killed by the bots. That's fine, but the big news is the nuke. This is almost loaded, and actually Mad Cat has switched around and focusing on the SMD, probably because he's spotted this. Now the only question is, can he get it loaded in time? He's a fair bit behind that. This is already a third done. Now it takes unassisted. It takes 5 minutes to load a nuke and 4 minutes to load an SMD, although he's got a lot more build power on that. And there we go, nuke is out from him, and where is he placing it? Well, he's guessing he spotted that because I didn't see a ping there, which means it is going for somebody else. It's going for the middle island because Shady is there with his comm. It'll be very difficult to dodge, although I don't think that trajectory is quite correct. It would be up here if it was going to drop there, but it isn't, as sailing on past. I think it's going for its main base. I think we're about to see the nuke land over here, and that's going to be painful for Shady. At least he can carry on building that monkey that I saw just passing overhead beforehand. And yes indeedy, this is going to be a T3 HQ. It's going to be a few T3 mixes, a bunch of power, and it's all just going to go pop. Kaboom. That is the main base that Shady's gone down. He's still in good shape though. Still got 166 income, and hello, more drops. These are Zooies from XW, so tired of being dropped. He's responding by dropping in kind, but they're going to need to get the hell out of those transports. The interceptors are coming. The transports are down. These Medusas are on the ground. They have survived and they can now make rampage. Although this transport, a wee bit late to the party, gets blapped. No dice on there. Go, Medusas, go. More transports incoming. They're not going to make it. ACF's turn around. There's some cruisers in the mix as well. Yeah. No dice on there, but they have still done a good thing over this direction. The units are getting spammed out by some Medusas, getting shoot away. Monkey is 2/3 done. So support commander battleship. On the roll are building harms. Yeah, building harms. Well, harms are nasty, and that is a battleship coming out from Dulatha. So Dulatha is trying to get a battleship up, which he desperately needs. Also needs a bit more eco. He's working on a T3 mix there. And what's going on in this direction? Well, there we go. The Medusas are coming down the beach. Maybe they're thinking they could get a bit closer to these, cause some damage, or get in range of the mass extractors and kill them, although they have walked into range of T1 PD and are not quite. Maybe a few more shots. There we go. Just finish off a T2 mix there, and I don't know if that was worth the raid. Still, it got what they want. Over here though, this is the story of the day. It is a battleship having to go at all of this, and all of this is very, very hammered. There is whalers ordering over here. There's a massive airfight going on, or say airfight. That is Prue and Madcat. They have cleaned the skies. Over here, Deinonychus is keeping his air force back. He knows he cannot tangle with this, well, he really can't. That's just far too much. The monkey is virtually done, just needs to add a little bit more. It's taking shots from the battleship. That's how close it is to being done. You can tell by the build bar, not the health bar. And you can see it is just about to pop from these engineers. It will come out with like 80% health or less. Another, there we go. And it is good to go, and it needs to move before it takes too much damage. Okay. And yes indeed, just checking if nukes, that one is 50% built again, and his, what's the upgrade on these guys? I'm sure, but they're getting upgrades. His SMD is loaded. Does that mean, yes indeed, where are they going to nuke? Could they nuke Prue? Prue has SMD, so they probably don't want to do that. Back in this direction we can see, oh, XW is a wee bit late to the SMD party. He's just building it now. If he gets nuked, it's not going to happen. And Jazz control K's? Why does he control K's? I am holding. What? I'm gonna pick that maybe his connection crashed or something. He definitely wasn't out of the game. The team definitely wasn't out of the game. They got an experimental, for crying out loud. A spider. He does see. Why did he say GG? They could have turned. Shady could grab the spider. He could zoop it up this way, Kill the battleship. Get him. And yep, there's a nuke coming out from there. I'm going to presume it goes to the person with the... Yep, that's going to be a massive blow to XW, although it has got a lot of willpower and a lot of eco in other places. Hitting here might have been an idea, take out that, but of course he could just rebuild that with the extra willpower he does have. Still going to be a huge chunk of eco taken out of there. In fact, there it goes. Monkey has made landfall. Do they know where it is? No, they don't. I've got no vision on that. And the nuke is going to land. Ready. Putting up more power in different locations. Come. That was a bunch of T3 PGens. We had a Quantum Gateway, a bunch of T3 mixers. So that's quite a sizable hole in the eco of XW. But they have found the monkey. And it's a lot of broadswords. If they're paying attention, which they are, okay, here come the broadswords. And this monkey is a goner. Not enough air to defend those. If Deinonychus sends his air over now, they're going to get absolutely reamed by all of these. And just have a look how quickly that monkey went down. That was a lot of broadswords. How many we got? 19 broadswords. Each one has DPS of 250, so that is a massive amount of damage on that monkey. It just died completely and horribly. Now, oh, this is shady. Commander has been caught out by the Navy, still in the middle, and yeah, he's a dead man. T2 Navy, T3 Navy off the bows, battleships firing down on them, T2 cruisers, destroyers, trying to twist and dodge, but just no. Shady is out of the game. This leaves Dulatha, but there's T3 Air over here, and there's T3 Navy that's still building T2 units. I do not know why. We did get a battleship out, but Deinonychus, because it's GG time. He has bowed out of the game. He acknowledges the win for his teammates. His base is gone, his unit is gone, and that leaves just Dulatha, whose base is about to get nuked. In the end, I won my opponent. No, I wouldn't really think he won his opponent. I'm sorry, I'm gonna do a solid disagree with that. He says he won his opponent, but never fully broke him. And Prue kind of helped himself there, but anyway, that's the end of his base. Not much left on that island. And the whalers and broadswords are hunting, trying to find this little guy hiding around, walking around, being sneaky, wanting to avoid all the scouting, although he has been spotted on the radar. Momentarily, did they see? They did not. Let the mass scouting begin. It's only a matter of time. Nobody's hunting the water yet. Going to be spotted shortly by one of these guys. They are moving in the right direction. There we go. He's been seen. Maybe. There we go. Commander spotted. And are the whalers going to get there first, or are the broadswords going to get there first? Who's seen them? The whalers have seen them. They are beelining for the commander. Like everything. This T1 bomb is coming over from an antibiotic. I think the whalers will get there first. There's one strat up in the corner, but no matter. So it looks so peaceful from this point of view. Just a nice casual stroll. And then over the horizon, globe a certain doom. Whalers approach. SF's escort, whalers overhead, and kaboom, Delotha.